Hello everyone, it's Peter here. It's the 1st of August. Hope you're keeping very well. It's starting to feel like it's towards the end of the beekeeping season now. I'm not going to do an awful lot today, but I thought I'd just give you a little update on what's happening. This colony, this is quite a big colony. I demoed this one in the spring, which worked pretty well. Since then I've put a few more sort of frames of brood up the very top box. So all the brood's hatched out now, so we've got all the brood in the bottom. So I've still got 3 supers on here. I've actually taken quite a lot of honey off this colony already. And the top box, that's completely full of stores. So because this is a big colony, I'm proposing to try and keep this one on a brood, on a double brood over the winter. So once I've taken those 3 supers off, I'm going to put the top box on top of the brood box and remove the excluder so they can overwinter on that. And say once I take the honey off, which will be in a couple of weeks' time, I'll put some Apivar strips in. This next box, it was a failed nuke, so there's nothing in that one. Yeah, this year I've sort of tried fairly hard to keep on top of swarming, and touch wood, I've only ended up with 1 swarm. But, so I've actually got 4 nukes going. This nuke I made up a couple of months ago with a queen cell. So it's a mongrel queen, but she's doing pretty well. So I'll just take the top off this box. In fact, I've actually modified this box. It's a Payne's poly, so it can actually accommodate 8 frames. And I've got just extension on the top, just in case I need to feed with fondant over the winter. And it just gives a bit of bees a little bit of space in there. I've got a couple of old frames in there. They might draw a bit of wild comb, but at least gives them a bit of space because the actual box is pretty much full up. Now this next little nuke, quite a small nuke, but there is a mated queen in here. I haven't got a spare poly box, so this is really just a bit of a reserve, so that if later in the year I find out that one of my big colonies is queenless, I can take this queen and use her just for requeening. Well, I was going to say, with my nukes, I've already got the Apivar strips in. I'll just show you a couple of frames in this box. I'll just get this frame out here. Excuse the camera shaking a little bit. Well, not much on that frame, that's just sort of a bit of stores there. Just a super frame in there. I'll put those bees back together again because I don't want to disturb them too much. Anyway, this is just a bit of a backup colony. Alright, sorry to disturb you little bees. Let's put that back on there. Bit of insulation now. Anyway, I know there's a mated queen in there. I'm actually running a bit low on equipment, so I think hopefully my wife will buy me with some extra gear at Christmas. Right, we'll just go and look at this next nuke box. It's a Payne's poly, and this is a fairly small nuke. Just got the 6 frames in here. I'll just take the top cover off, because I'm actually going to give these ones just a small amount of sugar syrup. So a bit on the light side. Sugar syrup already mixed up. I know there's still quite a lot of foraging about, but it won't do any harm just having just a leash or so of syrup. Yeah, so that one's got the standard 6 frames in there. Now I'll see how they get on. I think they'll perhaps even overwinter just on the 6 frames. Okay. This colony's done quite well, and I've got 3 supers on this. See, some of my supers getting a little bit tatty. I think I'm going to have to clean those up once I've extracted the honey. And this super, I made this one up a couple of, sort of not super, nuke, made this one up a couple of months ago. Now I've modified this Payne's poly so it can actually accommodate 8 frames. Nice lot of bees in there. So I've got an apivar strip in already. And there's a fair weight to that. So I hope they've got enough space in there. I think if I had an extension box, I'd put that on top of there. But I think they'll be right. I'll just keep an eye on those ones. So what I'm proposing to do with these nukes is, assuming they survive the winter, is possibly sell them in the spring. So I find that 3 colonies is about the right number for me. And this colony's got taken some honey off this one already. It's got a couple of supers on which are more or less full. And this final colony was the swarm that I captured about a month ago. It's now just in a single brew box, and I've got a apivar strip in this one. Yeah, so that's about it really. So I've got the 4 nukes and 3 fairly big colonies, and I sort of propose to do a proper honey extraction perhaps in a couple of weeks' time. Then I can treat the big colonies with the apivar. Yeah, that's about it. I know it's not a very exciting video, but if you've got any comments or suggestions, give us a shout. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all your support and positive comments. It's all a bit of fun, this beekeeping lark, and I say I'm just an enthusiast with the bees. I'm no sort of expert, and there are some very good sites out there with some very competent beekeepers, of which I'm not. I make plenty of mistakes. Anyway, I enjoy it. I hope you enjoy your beekeeping, and yeah, just keep at it. Enjoy yourselves. I find that having sort of a few colonies really helps, because it gives you a good idea of which colonies are doing well, which ones are doing badly. And having a few nukes as well, it just gives you some extra resources. So if I have a disaster over the winter and sort of lose 2 or 3 colonies, at least I've got a few colonies to keep me going. Wish you all the best. Take care. Bye bye.